to the fence, and that's gone.
There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10 touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Yes! Scores on a deflection. The Andover Huskies win their first state championship.
Is Lacrosse tonight. Andover hosting Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, our QCTV crew on a lovely night tonight. And these two teams struggling this year, so an opportunity for Andover to get another W this year.
Yep, 2-8 for Andover coming in. They've had some struggles holding teams off, but good time to get themselves some momentum after a tough loss against Anoka just last Thursday. A team in which they had the lead a couple of times and overcame some deficits, but just could not get in front of those Tornadoes to get the win. 2-8 for Andover. And as you mentioned, one win here for Spring Lake Park. And they've got some goaltending, though, I will tell you. The goalie for Spring Lake Park. And we saw him out here pregame as well. That could be the difference tonight because for the Huskies, Caden Weichel not in goal. It will be Luke Babineau. Luke Babineau, who's had just 3 games this season, 35 minutes and goals against of 10. He's going against a pretty good, pretty stellar goalie in Tommy Skramstead for Spring Lake Park. I mean, the last couple of games, he has faced 35 shots. And in some of the games, 34 shots in just 3 periods. But the saves that he makes is phenomenal, Steve.
And you see the lineup there for Ian Pollard. And you see Andover coming out onto the field. Ken Weichel, the head coach. And you got Caleb Weichel, Cole Jensen, Rockpole Seymour, Will Bowden. And they're among the leading scorers on the team. And as you mentioned, Babineau will get the starting goal down to our right. And, of course, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids will defend the goal down to our left as we get started. And sun always seems to be a factor, particularly the teams that take advantage of that in the goal down to our right. Those shots from the right side could be tough on the goaltender. And then to our left, shots on the left side of the field could be a problem for the goaltender as they look into that setting sun. But an opportunity for these teams to get late season victories, and it is going quick, Joe. You can see the end of the season. It is coming up a week from tomorrow for both of these teams.
Yes, it is. In fact, they need to get things squared away. This is why it's such a critical game for both these teams to get the W and get some mojo going. The Panthers are Spring Lake Park at 1-8. They have scored 66 goals. But that first quarter for Spring Lake Park has been beneficial. They took a tough loss to Rogers in their last game out last week, 16-12, but they led 5-2 after that first period, then outscored 5-1 in the second. And from there, it is. The key game, big signature game for Spring Lake Park has come against OPC. I hate to say it, but that's been signature wins for many teams this year in the Northwest Suburban Conference. And meanwhile, the Huskies also have a second win against Sartell.
It was Tristan Klein taking that draw for Andover. It's controlled ultimately by Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, and that's Henry Leff, one of the seniors, a 2-year captain. Headed to Aurora University, gives it up on his left. Trent Burke, that one's popped into the air. Spring Lake Park, of course, in blue. And that one goes out of bounds near side. Andover's going to get it. They're going to move it forward. You can see in your shot there, Ken Weichel directing traffic, and Andover's going to move it forward. Andover in white, black numerals, gold shorts. That is Quinn Knudsen, the junior. 11 goals, good run, gives it up. Weichel on the left, shot. And a save there by Skramstead. And Joe, you saw it during warm-ups. He's the real deal.
They were shooting BBs from him, from just outside the fan. And I'll tell you, he was making spectacular saves. That time he held position and got a kick save off of his thigh. He didn't care if it was going to hurt or not. He made the save.
Yeah, he has got good numbers this year, even though Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, there's a low shot by Caleb Weichel. The sophomores missed 3 games, back at it, and moving toward 100%. Ken Weichel said that he was probably 80% against Anoka, that game you saw here on QCTV at Goodrich. Andover in the attack zone. We are scoreless.
Steve,
just over a minute in.
What I loved seeing about Andover against Anoka was their ball movement. It wasn't one guy running and then trying to find a shot to take it. There was ball rotation on it. You saw Cole Jensen with 2 goals. You saw Knutson scoring. You saw Rocco Seymour pick up a couple of goals. Will Bowden. Everyone contributed, and they were successful because they moved that ball around the perimeter, and they were cutting. Some good feisty play with tenacity for Andover against Anoka. They just couldn't get the W. Andover comes in, by the way, scoring 86 goals on the season and surrendering 122.
Turnover there on Andover, and Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids will move into the attack zone. Nolan Hazelwood, 16 goals, 11 assists, top goal scorer for this team, and head coach Ian Pollard. And they're going to set it up way outside and move on the attack. Once again, Luke Babineau, the sophomore, his first start. The regular goalie, Caden Weichel, has a hand injury. Ken Weichel reporting a broken hand suffered in that Anoka game. Word is it came in the third quarter, and I remember him trying to shake it off. He ended up finishing that game, but not available. And now a flag flies. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids to the side of the net. Henry Love goes around the corner to the left. A shot and a goal. And Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids is on the board first. That was a dart from the left side that beat Babineau down low. And SLP CR gets on the board first.
Get a little RESPECT from SLP CR.
Easy for you to say, Joe.
Never was. But you see this team, they pack a punch. They pack a punch, and they can put some numbers up. In Spring Lake Park, a feisty offensive squad just looking for that end, as I mentioned, just 2 games away from section play.
Time of that goal, 2:37, and Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids has the goal. They win the draw. Brody Herzog, sophomore. He's a face-off get-off specialist. He heads to the sideline. They get it in the middle. Another shot saved by Babineau, and then it comes right back in to the goal crease area, and Babineau gets a clear out to the middle. Good clear. Caught on the fly by Donnelly. That was a nice clear to midfield by Luke Babineau. Good job by him, and Lucas Donnelly gives it up. Player goes down, and then he pops right back up. That was Seymour. Seymour moves into the middle side of the net. Beautiful feed. Cole Jensen's on the board. We're tied at 1.
That's the rotation I was talking about with this squad. They have the ability, Andover, to move that ball around, and they moved it from one side of the net to the other, and then coming in the back door to put that shot away and picking up the goal was Cole Jensen. It looks to be his 16th goal of the season. He's now just 1 goal behind Caleb Weichel, the leading goal scorer for Andover. But that was a result of some good ball movement. Seymour, Rocco got involved there from one pass to the other across the seam and knotted up at 1 apiece.
Herzog controls the draw. He was head-to-head with Tristan Klein. They'll both head off the field. And Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids in the attack. Henry Leff, one of those captains again. Lawton's going to carry it down to the X. Being shadowed there by Evan Gergen, the defender for Andover. So Lawton sets it up over on the far side. Right now, Andover elects not to pressure the ball down low. Coming over there, Isaac Nowak, senior defender for Andover. 4 minutes in, Seymour to the front, over the top, and a goal. And just like that, SLP CR back on top. Henry Leff, his 13th of the year.
But hey, they're bringing some juice tonight. and trying to get things off and going. Spring Lake Park ready to try to pick up a key win.
So left, once again, headed to Aurora University, D3. Coming in, 12 goals, 10 assists. He just took that to the X, worked over to the far side below the goal line, and then just worked his way to the front. I believe their first goal was scored by Calvin Schnabel.
Was it?
Couldn't confirm.
I think I'll double check here in just a moment.
Ground ball picked up by Andover as they move the other way. Garrett Ron moves it ahead. Here's Seymour to the side of the net. Picked off by the goalie, Scramstead. He anticipated that pass over to the far side. They tried to get it to Cole Jensen. Here comes Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Big bump outside. Trying to power his way forward. Trent Burke. He's being hounded there by Tremaine Davis, the sophomore. And now he'll back away. As LPCR gets set up. Here's Burke. 4 goals, 2 assists. 20 ground balls this year. He's one of their key ground ball guys. There's Burke working to the X. Watched by Davis. And now swings it out and turns it over. Trying to get it out to the near side, and Calvin Schnabel. And that is a turnover on Spring Lake Park. Coon Rapids were even there. So far, SLPCR has dominated the face-offs at the middle of the field. Now they go to the goalie. And they're going to try and move it forward. This is Nowak. Nowak puts it on the ground, goes all the way through, gets by Cole Jensen, and all the way to the goalie, Scramstead. He'll clear it ahead. It's picked up there by Bowden. Elijah Bowden, a junior. And Andover's going to get it back. Here's Caleb Weichel, the sophomore attack. He tries to split the defenders, gets bumped, puts it on the ground. Andover trying to gain control. There's a battle for it, and the Huskies try to come out of there. Evans threw it away, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Trying to get it ahead to Seymour, who already has an assist here tonight, but he couldn't flag it down.
Hazelwood did get credit for that first goal, Steve.
All right, so it is Hazelwood, number 13, getting that goal at 2:37. Hazelwood gets the goal, 17th of the year for him. Here's SLPCR in front and a goal. Left all alone on the left over there was Ryan Hexum. Hexum with his 6th goal right there. And they're up 3-1.
Tough one as they continue to just allow them to walk right in and not contest this. Boy, when you're coming in as a goalie like that, you like to get some sort of defense to make it difficult to put a quality shot on.
Give the assist to Bowden, good feed, and Hexum was all alone to the left to Babineau. Not much he could do there. And on that face-off in the middle of the field, it was Klein against Herzog. And Klein's going to get it for Andover. He'll sling it off to the left, and he'll head for the bench. Here's Seymour waiting for help, running onto the field. Bowden, Seymour works to the left, out of the X. Tries to come over to the near side. He's being pressured back there defensively. Now Cole Jensen puts it on the ground. He's being battled there by Sudbeck. Still on the ground ball. They kick it to the side of the net. Grabbed by Scramstead. The goalie pops out of there. Now he's trying to dodge Weichel, and does. Comes into the middle and puts it on the ground. Is that going to get to the midfield stripe? That is a ground ball fought for and controlled by Hazelwood. Hazelwood had that first goal for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Works his way in on the left. Spins, shoots, and it's saved by Babineau. Babineau a good clear. Caught on the fly by Donnelly. Donnelly's going to run the other way for Andover. Good run for him. Goes all the way in. Shot and a goal! How about that? Lucas Donnelly, long stick all the way down the field, and Andover's cut it to 3-2. That was a pretty goal, Joe.
That was tenacity, took it the distance, and able to capitalize for Donnelly. Donnelly not figured much into the scoring capacity, but just a key player and just made an excellent run that time down. 4th goal of the season for Donnelly.
Luke Herberg out there to try and take the draw, but it's won by Brody Herzog for SLPCR. They're up 3-2. Inside of 5 minutes to go, quarter number 1. Herzog trying to work his way in, has it knocked away, and that ground ball picked up, and we have a flag on the field. And I'm guessing Andover's going to go a man down here. And coming to the sideline to take that knee. Actually, it's Dylan Larson. It was Larson wearing 54 who took the face off, and he will apparently take a knee. So Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids going a man up 3-2, 4:23 to go in quarter number 1. They get it to the X as they set it up. Off to the left. That one bounced a little early and over the top. And Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids is going to hang on. Colin Easton has it out of the X. They work it out to the left. Here's another shot. That one goes wide. Babineau may have got a piece on that shot over there on the left. No, I think it was Nolan Hazelwood. They're trying to get back into the middle. Hazelwood again. Quick shot blocked by Babineau. And he had it trapped below him. Good job. Puts it on the ground. It's going to go all the way out. Tremaine Davis a chance. He scoops up the ground ball. Had it batted away. Now it's controlled there by Heppel. Taken right back by SLPCR. And out the other way, Ethan Ose with it.
That was a nice snag. And a catch that time by
Hazelwood.
Oh.
Yeah. Great job out there by Hazelwood. Out near the middle of the field. Now comes across. Here's Henry left. Left. Had a goal. Left. Right back at it. And now down to the goal line extended. Now right back to left on top. Left trying to work his way forward. And he gets a goal. Number 2 on the game. Henry left. Goal number 14 on the season. Left gets that goal there at 8:57. 8:57 time of the goal, right back to the middle. And out there is going to be Tristan Klein for Andover. And taking the face-off for SLPCR, Brody Herzog, the sophomore. 11 goals, 3 assists, 43% face-off win. First year in that Fogo spot. And he had it for a moment, loses it to Klein. Klein's going to battle the other way. Klein on the move, gives it up on the left. Here's Seymour. Seymour's shot blocked by Scramstead. He'll gather it in the crease area. And now Scramstead's going to fire it out. And it's caught on the run. Here comes the men in blue. 2:35 to go. Up to the goal. Shot saved by Babineau. They moved it down the field beautifully. And now the clear by Andover to Donnelly. And now it's right back on the ground. They get it right into the middle. Another chance. Saved by Babineau as he robs Hexum. And now it comes right back the other way in Andover. Landon Smethurst moves it ahead. And now Andover to the attack. Seymour. Seymour had an assist on the first Andover goal. It's 4-2. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They get it to the X, trying to get out in front. It was Cole Jensen. He has a goal in the game. Picks up that ground ball out on the outside. Now to the middle. Rocco Gorowski, Jr. Gorowski.
Member of that.
Further down.
Yeah, member of the hockey team as well, Gorowski.
Here's Jensen spinning, losing it. And that one's going to be picked up over there by Lamari Brown, a 9th grader. Moved by Brown. Now he gets it ahead. Brown, a good run, gives it up on the left. That's grabbed by Hazelwood. That goes all the way in on the goalie, Babineau. Babineau, the quick clear, grabbed out of the air. Angelotti. Angelotti's going to move it over midfield. Angelotti with a good run. Look out, Angelotti sends it across, batted away. That one's going to be knocked out by Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids.
He was trying to feed Rocco Seymour coming down that far wing. Nice job of deflecting that pass by Spring Lake Park, and a good possession here, as you mentioned, Steve, back to the Huskies.
Gavin Angelotti, a good run there. They'll go to the sideline. Under a minute to go, quarter number one, moving right along. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids leading Andover here at Huskies Stadium. Over on the right side, put on the ground by Bowden. He'll grab it. Bowden right back toward the net, on the goal line extended. Not on low, sends it into the middle. This one's going to get all the way to midfield. The ground ball goes over midfield, and they're going to award it to Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, and they're going to begin their run. Headed the other way. Colin Easton, a junior, 3 goals, 1 assist. 12 ground balls taken right back by Tremaine Davis. Davis is going to power his way over midfield. Put it on the ground, try and bat it forward. And then we have a shove. I think Andover's going to hang on. This is Caleb Weichel. Andover's got it. Closing seconds, still time. 15 to go. Weichel tries to work his way, gets a shot away, it goes wide. But Andover had a man. They still have time, 10.3, as Seymour got over there. That was a shot attempt. And now Seymour with 10. Gets his run. Can he get to the front? He spins, gives it up from the outside. That shot ripped wide. That was Evans. Andrew Evans, a sophomore, with 2.2 to go in the quarter. Andover get it to the front. Hold it within 1. This is Cole Jensen. Got a pretty good breeze here tonight. It goes to the front, picked off by Scramstead. End of 1. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids leading Andover 4-2, quarter number 2, moments away. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, our QCTV crew. And a lovely night in Andover here on QCTV. Filling in for Caden Weichel, the regular starting goaltender, and Babineau's done a good job, Joe.
So he has. He's done a fantastic job coming in, and just, I'll tell you, you can see his athleticism, and he likes to move, likes to try to square up the ball whenever he can, and he has seen some very high number of quality shots so far, and kept him in at just a 2-goal deficit.
All right, we're back at it. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids on the attack. This is Henry Love, 2 goals already tonight. Let's had a good game.
Hey, and keep in mind, the Panthers had a 5-2 lead in their last game against Rogers, in which they lost 16-12. They had that 5-2 lead at the end of the first, but then Rogers countered with.
There's a shot to goal.
Right on cue. Number 7 picking it up is Trent Burke. Burke picks up his 9th goal of the season. Just a burst coming through. Excellent cutting that time. You could see him make that move, was not about to be denied. I just said they were up 5-2 against Rogers and now up 5-2 against Andover. This is early in the second.
So we go right back to the middle. 5-2, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They're playing well early in this game.
Good wrestle and grapple there for go on face-offs this season. The Panthers are at 37% success on their face-offs.
Donnelly fighting for it. Klein also battling. This is going to be Klein picking it up. Klein's going to give it up on his right and overshoot Seymour. Seymour's going to be able to run it down in the corner. Good job by Seymour. A minute into quarter number 2. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids led it 4-2 after 1. Now this is Cole Jensen, key guy for Andover. Knudsen over on the left. Now it's Weichel. Michael's going to head out toward midfield and get it set up. Makes his move. Weichel trying to get a shot away. Double team comes. Still gets it away and still scores. Caleb Weichel, the sophomore, gets on the board, and Andover's back to within 2. So be Brody Herzog again.
Teams are not taking long to counter some of these goals. It was Spring Lake Park who just put up a 5-2 lead. And about a minute later now, Andover has cut into that deficit on the Weichel goal.
Schnabel out on the right. Now it's Herzog. Further down. And now it's Schnabel again, the junior. They play catch.
Working it around.
5-3.
Yep, working it around the perimeter. 5-3, and you see a lot of good movement and some cutting that has led to some of those goals for Spring Lake Park.
Devin Vossen, a junior.
Hazelwood with it now with 17 goals on the season. He's had 3 goals in his last 2 games.
Had the opener here tonight. Hazelwood scoring off on the left side when we were on the other end of the field. Lights are on. Hazy sky. We understand smoke from Canadian fires. Hazelwood works his way in, goes over the top, and just dunks that one on Luke Babineau. He's got his second of the night. And Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids back up by 3.
You'd probably call that more of a dunk of a goal type of there. As he got inside, a great spin moved defensively. They allowed him in, and he went up and kind of changed and altered his shot and put it over the top of Babineau. Second goal here of this period for Spring Lake Park, back up to a 3-goal lead. They've doubled up Andover at 6-3.
Number 2 for him. 2 goals in the game also for Lev. And we got 2 2-goal scores. Another scrum. And finally, Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids is going to control. Jack Harkis, one of the seniors, sends it down, but goes out. And yeah, it's got to be Andover. Evan Gergen was waiting for the Huskies, and it is going to be Andover ball, and they're going to be able to move it out of there. With under 9 to go, quarter number 2. Warm day. Nice breeze, comfortable night. And then to the near side and out. Tried to get it to Isaac Nowak, but went off his stick and out. And now it's Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Head coach Ian Pollard was quick to get that back into play, and SLPCR goes to work. Henry Leff right back into the middle. This is Trent Burke. And work it out on the perimeter. It's set up in the attack. Ryan Hexum has a goal. Used to be a defender, now on the attack for SLPCR. Has a goal tonight, 5 coming in.
Trying to create some offense there is Ryan Hexum. He had 2 goals against Rogers the other night.
Here's Hazelwood. Their leading goal scorer, as Joe mentioned a little bit earlier, has 2 here in the game tonight. Hazelwood, a key guy. Right back into the middle. Very patient, up 6-3.
Yep.
Under 8 to go in the quarter.
Yep. They're looking for their spots, and then they're keeping it outside on the perimeter. But the other piece has been clean passing as they make one pass to another on these exchanges. And, of course, there's one that they picked up off the turf, but first to the ball.
And it's one of those things where they've got some goal scoring and they've got good goaltending. Here's Lev trying to get a shot away, can't get free. Looks for a cutter, swings it all the way across. Hazelwood a shot. And
Beautiful.
the save by Babineau.
I'll tell you, that was from the fan. He unleashed a shot at Hazelwood. Babineau saw it all the way, collected it, and now quickly on the transition. Here comes Andover.
Donnelly gave it up. Shot was taken by Seymour. Save was made by Scramstead. And Coon Rapids, Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids is going to get it ahead. On the move the other way, Tyler Johnson. Good run over midfield. Able to dodge one of the defenders for Andover, Evans. They get it set up on the attack side.
Couple of substitutions racing off the field. Back on the field, number 1 here is going to be Herzog for Spring Lake Park.
Ost tried to pass it inside, turns it over. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids turns it over. And that's one thing that, a team that's struggling or maybe 1-8 or 2-8 on the year, just too many turnovers like that. Unforced errors are huge in this game.
Yep, a lack of focus on some of those details. Maybe you become less attentive to in practices or what have you, but those good teams know how to hold possession and secure that ball.
Babineau ahead. Angelotti scoops it up off the ground. Andover is going to control. They move it forward. Here's Garrett Ron. Ron, good move. Eludes one defender. Now it's Weichel. Weichel's going to let things settle a bit.
They want to get the right players back out there. Quinn Knutson now quickly comes back in. Jumping out was Angelotti for Andover.
Knutson gets it in the middle. And he's going to try a dodge into the middle, give it up. Weichel left side, a shot, and another goal. He's got 2 in a row for Andover, and it's 6-4.
That one he revved up and burned the carpet on that one, slid it on the garage door, but used the carpet to his advantage and found the back of the net against a pretty tough goalie in Scramstead. So second goal, as you mentioned, Steve, of the night for Weichel. Gives him 19 on the season.
Yeah, good shot, good setup. Work it into the middle, right back to the left. Quick shot. And he's able to beat Scramstead, who's made some nice saves. And on the other end, Babineau's made some good saves for the Huskies in this game. Battle ensues on the face-off. Out there was Dylan Larson, the 9th grader. Still a ground ball, a fight for it. Herzog for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. And in blue trying to scoop it up. Herzog got bumped. Still a ground ball, no one able to gain control. And now finally for Andover, it's Heppel. Wyatt Heppel. And I think we're going to get a timeout. 5:04 to go, quarter number 2. Great night. Hard to believe. You think it's cloudy, but no, it's smoke from Alberta and Saskatchewan and wildfires up in Canada.
That is, until earlier today I was wondering where that smog or the cloud cover was coming. And
now Joe knows.
Now Joe knows. Also, Joe knows on face-offs for Andover this year, 153. They're out-dueled 153 to 198. On the season at about a face-off percentage of about 57% success. Ground balls, Andover has a 329 to 3. Well, they're a deficit of 329 to 342 against their opponents. And Steve, you mentioned it's those little things with these lacrosse teams, grinding it out, finding the possession on those ground balls, holding possession, winning those draws, as you and I have seen throughout this year. Winning those face-offs is huge. And as teams get ready, you try some new techniques maybe, or try to maybe infuse some confidence in some of those key players so they can utilize that skill level or that tactic also as they start heading to section play. 2 games remaining for both of these teams after tonight before they start their playoffs.
So out of that timeout, once again, head coaches Ken Weichel for Andover, and for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, Ian Pollard. Meet with their teams, the assistant coaches involved, and we got a good one here tonight. 6-4, Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. They led it 4-2 after 1 quarter of play. And both teams have a couple of goals here in quarter number 2.
Babbitt knows how. He's done a pretty good job. His first career start. And he has just been able to try to find a way to get in front of some of those good-looking quality shots, but even better, the venues in which they've been able to fire some shots. Good alleys at Spring Lake Park. And
Bowden, Seymour, now down behind the net. Here's Knudsen. Knudsen in the X position behind the net. Now they work it around the far side. So Andover right in the thick of this thing. Can get a good attack here, and that one's turned over. Bowden had it knocked away, and a good run for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Some serious speed here for Fort. He sends it wide, and that's a turnover. Trying to get it down on the doorstep, and Ryan Hexum, he couldn't flag that one down. And that's a situation where Joey Ford probably tried to do a little too much.
Yep. Just a bit much. You know what? Either that or try to take the shot so you can hold possession.
Because it was a good turnover and a good run, but wait for a little help and get set up. And he just tried to make the home run play. Now Andover clears it over. Here's Nowak. Nowak clear, and that's caught. Nice catch. Beautiful job by Seymour. Seymour powering his way in, gets his shot away. Blocked by Scramstead. And then he'll move it out. And that is Bowden. Elijah Bowden right back on the ground, taken away by Weichel. And we got to stop. And I think Andover's going to give it right back. SLPCR is going to get it into the middle. This is Burke, Trent Burke, one of the captains. Right back on the ground. And that's finally controlled by SLPCR. Omari Brown shows good speed and gets bumped out of there. And I think Andover's going to get it, Joe.
They will.
Donnelly has it over there.
Donnelly strong on that ball. Very athletic. He'll make a run off the field.
Yeah, and give it up to Weichel over there, who has 2 goals in a row for Andover. Both his goals in quarter number 2.
Tristan Klein comes in now for Donnelly.
And this is Gorowski in the middle. Still plenty of time to go in the quarter. He tried to make a move to his left, put it on the ground, got it back, showing some speed into the middle. Another dodge, a shot, and the save by Scramstead, a beauty, maybe off his right knee. He's shaking that off a little bit. And here comes SLPCR. Good run here for them. Bowden. Are we going to get a timeout? I believe we are going to get a timeout. 2:47 to go. That was quite a save by Scramstead. And he's walking that one off. You can see it's like, that hurt.
Yeah.
But lacrosse goalies, we have talked about it this season. That is a unique breed, willing to do that.
Yeah, and you always think, hey, they have so much padding and everything. They have very little padding. And that net is a savior for them. But otherwise, just true, girth and attitude. Kind of.
Yeah, it is attitude. And Scramstead is not the biggest kid in the world, but he has been effective this year with that save percentage approaching 60%. And that's kind of the magic number when it comes to goalies in lacrosse. But you got to be tough
Yep, and
willing to do that.
You're right, and that you mentioned the 60%, 600% or whatever is a milestone for the save percentage. But when I look at those last couple of games this year for Scramstead, 34 shots. 34 shots on goal is what he faced previously, and that was just in 3 quarters of play. And he faced 35 shots on goal against Rogers. And I got to think at least half of those hit the body at some point. And he kept that tight. But we'll set it up again here. Andover will get Spring Lake Park will have possession.
And here they go, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, Henry Love, 2 goals in the game. Working out there with Trent Burke. Love holding on, works around the defender Donnelly. Going to head down to the Yags behind the net. Being watched there by Gergen. Love has terrific speed. Good spin move into the middle. Is he going to get his shot away? Gets to the side. That one bounces out of there. Yep. And Babineau may have got a piece of that one. He
moved quickly from the right side of that goal to the left. I was surprised they allowed left that side, that venue in, because you could see he was setting it up for a quick spin to the left side. But a nice save by Babineau to get something on it.
Andover clear into the middle, put it on the ground. It's picked off there on the fly. Curtis loses it. Team's trying to gain control, and popping out of there is Ron. Ron over midfield. He continues his run. They got a good situation. Catch by Weichel. Good defensive play there by Brown. Weichel gets it back into the middle, scores 3 in a row for him. Andover within 1.
Well, Weichel looking pretty healthy tonight. He was not going to be denied. A couple of spin moves, maybe a little elbow to the chest of the opponent and the defender there trying to prevent it, and gets a good spin and deposit and snaps that snipe for his 3rd consecutive goal, I believe. A 3rd tonight anyway.
That's what I've got. 1:39 to go. Time of the goal, 10:21, quarter number 2. Weichel with 3 in a row. First player in the game with 3. Right back to the middle. Here's Tristan Klein for Andover. Trying to control that face-off. Brody Herzog, though. And it is going to be Klein. He's going to pop out of there with it. That was a clean win. Moves it forward. This is going to be Angelotti. He'll get it right back into the middle. Nice catch on the move by the Huskies. And they turn it right back. Ethan Ose, and then right back to Andover.
Yeah.
And the team's trading turnovers here as we approach a minute to go. Quarter number 2.
You can see Huskies trying to navigate and find an avenue in to try to tie this up before the half.
Jordan Giacomini out there for Andover, now over on the left. Seymour. He had the assist on that first Andover goal to tie it up at 1 early.
Ace is back in there, and then Andrew Evans for Andover.
Did they ever call you Ace?
They called me a few other names we can't mention on the air.
Bowden. There's a shot to save by Scramstead. Got a stick on it. SLPCR, under 30 to go. Trying to dodge his way out of there was Bowden. And now Andover has it right back. Here's Weichel, who's on fire. Good feed into the middle. A shot. Kick save by Scramstead. Wow. Rob Knutson.
I haven't seen a goalie this year go down to make that kick save, and he's done that a couple of times.
That's impressive.
He's really exposing himself in some of those kick saves, but I'll tell you, he's got some grit, and we have 6 seconds left in this first half.
That was really impressive. That may have been the best save I've seen all year. That was really good.
The way he went down to make that save, and almost an old scissors kick save.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Tip of the cap to Tommy Scramstead, the goalie for Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They have only 1 win, but that was terrific.
They're going to do a stick change or a check right here.
And quick update, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, 2 to go. Actually, 3 to go for them. Thursday at Blaine, then Monday at Robbinsdale Armstrong, and then they close it out at home against Totino Grace on Wednesday night. For Andover, after tonight, it is just 2 to go. Wednesday at Robbinsdale Armstrong, and then the following week they close it out against Big Lake Princeton here at Huskies Stadium, and then it's on to the section playoffs for everybody. Spring sports season, we just had a terrible April, and things have improved quite a bit.
But it's been it's been a blitz this whole spring.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was one thing coming one way, another, hey, we have enough room to make, or we have field cleared, we'll play a game here. Let's try two. And relentless. So they're going to put some more time back on the clock. I think I'll just back up to about 8 seconds.
Yeah. And we're getting it all sorted out. We do know Caleb Weichel is going to have it, and Andover will be on the attack. So they have time, but they've got to move quickly. And the question is he going to be, do a run and shoot, or is he going to give it up and try and find someone? Seymour, one of the options, Jensen, and he's going to begin his run right down the middle of the field. He's going to spin. He's getting bumped. Gets his shot away. Saved by Scramstead. That is it. Scramstead dropped to his knees. Made the save. But we have a one-goal game. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids leading Andover 6-5 at the half. And Caleb Weichel has really cranked it up. 3 goals in the quarter, Joe.
Yep, he cranked it up, but I'll tell you who else has cranked it up has been the Spring Lake Park goalie, because he would have Scramstead had 2 beautiful saves there that could have tied it up for Andover had he not denied those shots on a save. So what we expected, 6-5, very competitive matchup between these two squads.
We will be back at Huskies Stadium for quarters 3 and 4. Don't go away. Boys Lacrosse here on QCTV.
Welcome to our spring edition of At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our area high school sports. I'm your host, Carly Gilk. Andover Boys Tennis looks to continue to develop their young group. Let's talk with Coach Deb Hoyt and Captains Joe and Kale to learn more about this year's team. The Rebels robotics team is a highly talented group of student engineers who are gaining valuable experience within the STEM and technology field. This year's group is busy building their current robot, and we stopped out to see it. Are excited about their current season and look to capitalize on their strengths. We caught up with them at their recent match against Centennial. Let's learn more. That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to keep up to date with all your local sports coverage by liking and subscribing to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thank you for watching.
And we are back. Third quarter underway. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids at Andover boys lacrosse. And it's 6-5 SLP CR. Good first half. We are underway, and Andover's going to ultimately pick up the ground ball here. Gavin Angelotti swings it off to the left. Ground ball opportunity. Lamari Brown battling over there with Quinn Knudsen. Andover in white. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids in blue. They led it 4-2 after one, 6-5 at the half. Andover on the attack to start quarter number 3.
Well, you see this possession, and the Huskies with a couple of golden opportunities before the end of that first half, all turned away by Scramstead.
Yeah, Gorowski cutting toward the net. Down on the ground, Andover gains control. Good ground ball pick up by Oden, and he'll work off to the right. Being guarded there by Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Andover still on the attack. Here's Evans. And that's going to be in on the goalie, and it's going to be picked up by Tommy Scramstead. Some unbelievable saves. A kick stave late in the quarter. There's a ground ball as he tries to clear toward midfield. Andover's going to get it back. They begin to run the other way. Gorowski gets it in on net. Ground ball in front. Who's going to gain control? Kicked way out to the far side. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids is going to get it into the middle. Nice catch there by Brown. Brown, a good dodge into the middle, works it ahead.
Beautiful pass.
That was terrific. He was double teamed, still got it ahead. Good play there, and now SLPCR on the attack. Right back into the middle. This is Burke. And now it's Leff. Henry Leff, 2 goals in that first half. Actually, 2 goals in the first quarter. Good dodge there. Burke.
Off the post.
Babineau had it measured, got a little help from the iron. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids is going to hang on.
Burke had a goal earlier on the first half anyway, looking for a second.
2 minutes in, quarter number 3. Donnelly. Right into the middle, Hexum. That was Lev giving it up. Ground ball. No one wants it. Hot potato in the middle. It's finally grabbed there by Gorowski.
That ball has some hops.
Now it's Gergen. He'll clear it off to the right. Another ground ball. And that's batted away by Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Andover's going to get it. And it's going to be Garrett Ron. He's going to have it over on the far side. 9:22 to go. And now they get it to the goalie, Luke Babineau, getting his first start. Caden Weichel not available. Hand injury. It remains to be seen if he'll be able to return or if that's it for this season. Here's Gergen on his run. Evan Gergen, a junior. Defender over midfield. They love that. You can tell. These defenders get over midfield into the attack zone, and they want to stay over there. And now we got a timeout. So an early timeout. Quarter number 3, tight game. Both these coaches want to win, obviously. Ken Weichel for Andover and Ian Pollard for Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids.
Hey, well, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids started the year with a 4-game losing streak, losing their first 4. Then picked up a win against OPC. That was a big win for them, but then now have lost their last 4. And, again, would like to snap that and get things in the winning way from a mindset standpoint if they can. Meanwhile, for Andover, kind of struggled the last few seasons as well, and some injuries as well for Andover as they dropped their first 3, got their first win against Sartell Sauk Rapids 7-5, then dropped their next 3, got a win against OPC, and then have dropped their last 2 at Champlain Park and Anoka. Steve, a game we saw just a few days ago.
Anoka has a good team that could do some damage come section time. They have some elite scoring, the Tornadoes. Champlain Park has a pretty good boys team. They could also be a threat. Pull an upset come section time. And then on the girls' side, the Andover girls, a good team. Champlain Park, a good girls team this year. So the teams we follow here on QCTV. Knudsen. And then, of course, we have softball and baseball. Knudsen gets it back, give and go. Gets to the front, spins, can't get a shot away. Boy, that was pretty play. Just couldn't get free to let it fly. Agorowski back to Knudsen, Quinn Knudsen. Coming in, 11 goals. Right in the middle, a shot, and that one sails high. He was feeling it, and that one just slipped out a little early as he tried to go upstairs on Tommy Scramstead. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids goalie. This is Cole Jensen. He had the first goal for Andover tonight. Spin in the middle. Knudsen swings it out to the right. Now they get it to the left side. There's a shot and a save by Scramstead.
What focus.
Yeah. About head high, grab that one. Typically, he'll go down to the knee to net those.
Yeah, I mean, he's been going down. You can see he's tracking that ball, getting so low, whereas most of the goalies are content with just trying to put the stick down.
Seymour picks up the ground ball. Seymour right back and a goal. Seymour with a dart, and we're tied at 6. Great run by him, and Seymour gets his first goal of the night. And Andover has scored 3 in a row going back to quarter number 2 to tie it up. Well, we've got a new game. That goal comes at 4:12, quarter number 3.
But it didn't. It was not an easy goal as Scramstead has turned Andover away on 3 quality saves. In fact, in that first half, he had 8 saves. They got some of the great stats from the guys next to us calling the game in the PA here at Andover. Meanwhile, 7 saves for Babineau in the first half for Andover.
Jermaine Davis was out there in the faceoff, controlled by Spring Lake Park. Long stick shot, and that is Jack Harkis, and he let it fly. Saved by Babineau, clears it out to the right. Good catch, and a move forward. Here comes Andover on the fly. This is Garrett Ron. Ron gets it over midfield. He'll retreat. Gives it up on the right. Here's Bowden. Bowden right into the middle. A shot by Cole Jensen in a save. And then Cole Jensen gets it back, tries to go around the horn. Over the top, blocked by Scramstead. And now Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, good clear to the middle. And they'll begin the run toward midfield. And then forced to the side, shoved out of bounds rudely. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids is going to hang on. Actually, they're going to give it up. Good job by Andover defensively as they just pinched him to the sideline and was forced out. That was Voss, and Andover right back at it. Cole Jensen across, and a goal. Beautiful ball movement, and I think that's Seymour again.
That was a tic-tac-toe goal for Andover. Enjoy watching that type of play versus, hey, one guy spinning and getting at it. But it all started from the back line with Klein initially and moved it up the field. Nice give and go. Couple of excellent, clean pass exchanges, and then burying it back at the net was Rocco Seymour, his second tonight.
Seymour from Jensen. It was Jensen from Seymour to get Andover started at 3:19 at quarter number 1. Jermaine Davis going to win that face-off and pick it up and run the other way. He's going to toss it into the middle. Heppel put it on the ground. No one can gain control of that ground ball. Leichel's after it. Finally, Elijah Bowden grabs it. Now a flag flies. You haven't had a lot of that tonight.
No. Teams have been, they've been athletic. They haven't been getting bogged down in some of the slowdown aspect of the play. But when they get that ball movement going and show their athleticism, make some nice clean passes, they've been able to capitalize for Rocco Seymour, 14th goal of the season.
Leichel going to get the foul. He'll take an knee. Andover goes a man down. And Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids to the attack as we approach a midway point of quarter number 3. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids has not scored in the quarter. They were up 6-5 at the half. Now they have an opportunity here. Ose in the middle, off to the left. They get it to the side of the net, powering his way out in front. Fanning on it is left. Ground ball opportunity, grabbed by Babineau. Good run by Babineau to the side. He's going to try to clear across. And that's off the stick and a ground ball for Nowak. And now it's picked up there by Brown. Brown's going to quickly move it ahead. SLPCR on the attack in the middle. Left got tripped. That's going to be a flag for sure. They're going to stay after it. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids on the attack. Left got tripped. A trip on Ron for sure. By the way, back on the field now is Weichel. They go across. Easton. Now it's left. Around the X. Trying to get it to the left. Left, a shot goes just wide. Left, good feed, just missed it. And there's a shot over there by Hazelwood. He has a couple of goals. Lev has a couple. Lev's down at the X. Out on the left side, there's a big shot by Hexum. And Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Now remember, there's a flag on the field, so we're still waiting for Ron to take a knee. 5:05 to go in the quarter. And now we have that stoppage, and Ron's going to come over for Andover and take a knee by the scorer's table. You see him right there.
We'll see what SLPCR can do to maximize this opportunity. They've been, again, creating some great opportunities. Babineau has made some outstanding saves tonight, making his first career start as a sophomore.
He has done a good job. There's no doubt about it.
I like watching his athleticism, his move, his cut, his focus on that ball. And you can tell that he's doing some great communication in front of the net as well.
Quick shot that goes wide. Babineau may have got a piece and then races back to the end line to get the ball over to Andover. And that's huge on an attempted shot.
Hey.
If you've got a goalie with that quickness that can win the race to the end line.
That kid has got some game.
That is certainly a big deal now. We got a ground ball back there. Hazelwood after it for SLPCR, and he does pick it up. So a turnover by Andover, and they're right back to the attack. Here's Henry Love, one of the captains. Love, 2 goals, good dodge. Back to the middle. Andover's cranked it up a bit defensively as they really get after it. There's Hazelwood over there. And now he'll move into the middle of the field. So Ken Weichel has told his defenders to come out after it. That's Evan Gergen after it with that long pole, trying to make life difficult for Nolan Hazelwood, a junior. Good-looking player. And now it's Ose. Ethan Ose. Dodge to the right. Trying to get his shot away. Now we'll go down to the X. Under 4 to go. Skips it out in front. Ground ball. And that's grabbed by Luke Babineau, the sophomore goalie. Babineau is going to have to give it up. It's going to be SLPCR ball. But not a bad idea for him to just grab that one and stop play.
Correct. Let his team and defense get organized.
Andover's now scored 4 goals, 2 to end the quarter, 2 to start this quarter. 1 point they were down 6-3. They're up 7-6. Here's Henry Love. Down to the goal line extended. Being bumped over there. Good defense by Wyatt Heppel. Chases him behind the net. Heppel can match him speed-wise step for step. He's staying right there with Love. Gets to the front. And that one's grabbed by Babineau.
God, I'm telling you, he stays so focused when he's got traffic in front of him. Made a nice save, but a deflected outlet pass.
Yeah, it's clear. Got picked up by Hazelwood. Hazelwood trying to work his way in from the left. Comes all the way across. That is grabbed by Colin Easton. That shot way upstairs by Ryan Hexum. Hexum has a goal in the game.
Yep.
At the time, made it 3-1 Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. That was their big lead in the game at 3-1, I believe. Actually, they were up 6-3. My bad.
Correct.
They grabbed a 6-3 lead, but Andover since 4 in a row. And now that one down in the corner, giving chase. Nolan Hazelwood fighting for it. Good body position there.
Yep. He's got some good size, some great height, but also gets low as well, some leverage.
Works his way, spinning, and then gets it out on top. Ground ball. This is not going to get to midfield, but there's a good foot race, pushing and shoving there and picking it up. Great play, Lucas Donnelly, the sophomore. He used his body well at midfield and over on the attack. Charging in, shooting one wide. Over there was Seymour. Seymour looking for his third straight.
Hey, Donnelly, I will tell you, play you may forget was his tenacity to go pick up that ground ball, own it, and get that position back to his attackers for a good scoring opportunity, and still in possession right now. In comes Andover.
Gorowski to the front. That's blocked by the goalie, Tommy Scramstead. And we got a timeout, I believe, on the field. No, it's going to be Spring Lake Park. Coon Rapids, they're going to take possession in their own end. 1:55 to go. I think they're trying to sort out where everybody's supposed to be here.
And you just saw another replay of Gorowski, that time coming in with a hard shot and point-blank opportunity secured by Scramstead.
Tyler Johnson loses it. Andover gets it back. Good feet ahead. Cole Jensen in. Off the post. Off maybe the crossbar. And Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids begins to run another way. Trent Burke right back at it. They get it to the goal line, extended far side. And now Hazelwood will settle things down. He gets it back into the middle, and Burke, well, they had got it by Scramstead, but the metal got in the way, Joe.
It did. Both teams, both goalies have found a friend in that steel bar tonight.
Yeah, I've been impressed. Babineau, good for Andover. Scramstead, some spectacular saves. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. There's a dodge by Burke. Didn't fool anybody. He'll get it back. And now Scramstead will go back over to the left side. Seems comfortable over there. Right now, Henry Love getting a breather. One of their scoring threats. Devin Boz, and now a junior at the X. Right back out into the middle, ground ball. This has some juice. This could get to midfield. It does. Hazelwood pops it back into play, and it's grabbed by Andover. Huskies begin a run. Quinn Knudsen trying to get around a couple defenders. Good run by him.
That's a heck of a run.
Powers his way forward, stumbles into the middle. Weichel can't knock it down. He had scored 3 in a row earlier, and now it's Brown back the other way. For Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, he stumbles, gives it up. And now Hazelwood lets one fly. Easy save by Babineau. That one down on the ground. That's the end of the quarter. But he did get one away, and Babineau knocked down that low one. And Andover goes to the fourth, up 7-6. So they score the only 2 goals. Rocco Seymour with a couple of goals in this quarter. Good play by Andover. We go to the fourth in a tight one. Here on QCTV. And we are back. Husky Stadium. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin, our QCTV crew, led by Ryan Mush. And we got a good one. 4-2 Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids after one. They led it 6-5 at the half. Andover's grabbed the lead now 7-6. So we move to the fourth.
I've enjoyed watching the feisty play of these goalies. In fact, it was Scramstead, I believe, had 5 good-looking saves here in the second or in this third quarter, even though they're down by a goal. And as you mentioned, Steve, they scored 4 unanswered goals as Andover. And then on the other end, Babineau had a couple of tremendous, outstanding saves for Andover to keep Spring Lake Park at bay.
Brody Herzog controlled that face-off against Tremaine Davis. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids on the attack. Hazelwood to the front. That one goes wide. He got it to the front, got knocked down, and Andover's going to get it back.
Yeah, I don't know if I got deflected off of Babineau, but it's kind of refreshing to see Babineau hustling out in front of the net to try to get to that ball first. He's an active goalie.
That one in middle goes all the way through. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids. Jack Harkis trying to get his hands on it. And that's scooped up by Lucas Donnelly. Donnelly, an opportunity for Andover. Actually, here's Michael into the middle, skips one by the goalie, and scores his 4th of the night. I think he took that feed from Cole Jensen. And Michael's got number 4, and Andover's lead is 2.
Yep, Cole Jensen, beautiful setup. Got that feed to Weichel. Again, his 4th goal of the night, 21st of the season. But just before the end of that third, here's a look at the pace, all the work coming upstairs. They just get it right there, right on the doorstep, and Weichel is able to bounce it low past Scramstead. And meanwhile, just before that, at the end of that third, you saw Quinn Knutson with an unbelievable juice and move that thing up the field, and Weichel just couldn't handle a pass a little too high. Otherwise, he was in another good spot. But his teammates have been running the field to get it to him on the doorstep, and he's been closing the deal as Weichel.
Klein wins the ground ball battle, goes down the field and scores. That's all on Tristan Klein, the senior. And Andover has now scored 6 unanswered goals going back to the end of the second quarter. 2 to end quarter number 2, 2 in the third, now 2 in the fourth. They lead it 9-6. That was all Tristan Klein.
Yep, his 4th goal of the season. He's been an X factor here tonight. Another one that you haven't, probably can't notice, but you see it on the field from this view up here, has been the play of Lucas Donnelly, who picked up his 4th goal of the season. He's been disruptive. He's been involved. He go down and picked up some of those ground balls, doing the dirty work, and then deposits it out to the teammate, number 3. So 3 and 33, really, with some big contributions here tonight. And now, as you mentioned, Steve, a 3-goal lead at 9-6. A total of 6 unanswered goals for the Huskies.
So Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids played very well. Quarter number 1, had a solid second. Been all Andover in the second half. Henry Love gives it up over on the right side. They need a goal, and soon to get on the board. There's a ground ball. Hazelwood grabs it in the middle. And they got to get Hazelwood or Leff. They've got to run some plays here quickly. They still have plenty of time, and here's Leff on the outside, lets it fly. That goes off the back of Tremaine Davis, way up in the air.
It's his birthday today, too, for all things.
Ouch. And he's going to go to the side. That's got to hurt. And he's going to get over to the sideline. He took a shot. Now into the middle, here's Leff. Leff trying to find room, can't. Now it's Hazelwood. Hazelwood all alone out on top, and they're trying to create some space. He's a big guy and can run. He's going to try and power his way into the middle. He dodge into the middle. Good move. Back to the right. And that one blocked out of there by Babineau. Babineau, good position. That'll go over the end line. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids hangs on. Still time.
Tried to go lower 90 on Babineau that time. Had to stick down, the foot down. Both these goalies are not hesitant to get down low and use their legs or bodies to make those saves instead of just putting a stick down.
Left works to the right side, being bumped, being hounded over there by Angelotti. And that shot attempt goes wide. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids had a man deep, and they all hang on to it. And down there low, Calvin Schnabel, junior, had that position. And you got to keep a guy deep when you have a quick goalie like Luke Babineau, who isn't afraid to pop out of there and try and win that raise to the end line, get a change of possession.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. We've seen some burst play from Babineau, not only just between the net, but getting first to the ball.
Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids changing personnel, trotting over to the sideline is Schnabel as they maintain control in the attack zone. Hazelwood gets it further outside. Putting it on the ground there is Burke. Burke picks up the ground ball after a bump by Heppel.
Heppel came in after Davis took that ball to the back, and boy, he's showing some physical play as Heppel.
Yeah, that is going to leave a mark. The shot right off the back of Tremaine Davis, and you could tell as he got to the sideline, that didn't feel good. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids still on the attack, down by 3. Have not scored since 2:51 remaining in quarter number 2. So Andover's really cranked it up defensively.
Been pushing it, marking up well.
They move it into the middle. That's knocked down. Heppel in the right spot. Another ground ball who's going to gain control. Chasing after it is Hexum. Also over there is Henry Leff, and he wins that battle. Ethan Ose. Ose to the middle, trying to get an alley to shoot. Can't. Andover's been really good defensively. That one wide. Not much of an angle for Trent Burke. And now Andover's going to get it. Good job by the goalie. And Babineau getting congratulated. Good hustle to get back there by Babineau.
Burke had a big wind-up shot from the fan that got deflected by Babineau, and Babineau hustled to get that rebound.
Donnelly the other way. Spring Lake Park came out of the gate strong, and now we have a flag.
We're going to get a timeout as well.
Yeah, may have been. I didn't actually see the penalty off the ball.
I saw.
May have been an offside, but I
saw Hazelwood kind of respond and just started heading back towards his half of the field. So I wasn't sure if it was a situation that occurred at him or on him.
I don't see anybody taking a knee with 7:12 to go in the game. We are indeed going to get a timeout as the teams trot over to their bench area. Here's a thought. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, a good start to this game, but maybe not the depth to sustain over the course of 48 minutes of lacrosse. It seems as though they've kind of run out of gas as the game has gone on, because Andover has had a little bit more depth, been a little bit more physical in the game here tonight.
I think you see a different personality, too, with Babineau making his first official start. He's got some spunk, shows that burst and that energy.
Well, he's forced a couple of turnovers by popping out of that net and getting to the end line quickly. And I have seen that at times when you have smaller, quicker goaltenders, that they can force the play in that way. That teams have to play differently if that goalie can get out of the net and win that raise to the end line.
Mm-hmm. He's got some rabbit-like quickness.
Done a good job, Luke Babineau.
You can't look beyond and also not give credit to Scramstead as well, who has put up some big numbers the last couple of games with the shots on goals that he has seen and the saves he's produced. He's just right now. The gap so far for Spring Lake Park this season, they have surrendered a lot of shots on goal. Later in the game, it gets, as you mentioned, it goes maybe to that depth, and they give up a lot of quality looks later in the game, second half. And we've seen that tonight because Andover was down by a goal at half at 6-5, and then down at 1 point, 6-3. And they've come back to put up 6 unanswered goals.
So it has been a tight one, but Andover was definitely dominated here in the third and the fourth. Really the end of the second. 2 goals by Weichel. He had 3 goals in that quarter, and then Seymour with 2 goals in the third. And then Weichel gets his 4th of the game. By the way, that is he is the leading goal scorer in this game. Andover out of the timeout, coming up on 7 to go in the game. Up by 3, and another goal here would really make it tough for Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They're probably not going to be any hurry. Knutson swings it over to Seymour. Played very well tonight.
Seymour, 2 goals tonight. Yep, 2 goals. Sorry, Steve. 2 goals tonight. 2 goals also against Anoka last week. And I'll tell you what, you see when Weichel was out during some of that Anoka game, you could see the ball movement, and you saw Cole Jensen with 2 goals. Knutson made some distribution, some nice passes. Seymour the same. Bowden, and some good ball movement rotation. A couple of goals for Jensen, 1 for Knutson, couple for Seymour. So they were sharing the wealth, even though they took the loss. And Weichel also had a goal that night as well, but he played kind of sparingly.
Yeah, and he didn't play in quarter number 1 if memory serves. Here's Weichel into the middle. Quick save by Scramstead again.
Jeez, but he went down to that scissors kick, and you've seen Weichel down kind of a couple times after he makes a burst move.
He took a shot after he let it fly.
I wasn't sure if it's a knee injury or a leg injury, but around midfield earlier.
Right here. He gets bumped.
When he extends his leg, it looks like he
yeah,
maybe a knee on knee.
Ran into a defender, and he's going to be tended to out there.
Just just before that third quarter expired as well, a couple minutes before, he made a lunge to defend it and try to get that ball back. And you could see after he made that lunge, he really experienced some pain. He was up near midfield just trying to kind of stretch that knee and bent over for an extended amount of time. I think that really hampered his ability to elevate and get the pass from Knutson on that earlier break. So,
yeah, Caleb's a big kid, moves well, and that was knee on knee, and he's working his way off the field right now after that injury timeout.
Baba will take a seat for a while. Probably okay. Probably in the best interest for him, too, is 6 and change remaining here in the fourth. Maybe give him a few minutes on that sideline, if not the rest of the game, just to let things heal, because the rest of the season and postseason just around the corner.
Yeah, 4 goals. That's a good night's work.
That's adequate.
Yeah, and his team is up by 3 with 6:02 to go. So he's on the bench on the sideline. Is going to walk it off, and we are back at it at Andover on the attack. But Caleb Bubba Weichel on the sideline. And then, of course, brother Caden out with the hand injury. And here comes Gorowski. Gives it up on the right, and that one's going to pop out of there. Good battle in the near corner. Team's trying to gain control. Andover's going to hang on. Now they're in a mode up by 3 where, they don't need any more, and Spring Lake Park's got to gamble to try and get it back. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. This is Rocco Gorowski in the middle. Tries his run. Now it's Seymour. Seymour's played really well.
Yep, he's been putting together, stacking some quality games as Rocco Seymour now with 14 goals on the season.
In the middle, Bowden. As they play on the perimeter. Weave out there.
You got to like the way that also Knutson and Jensen combined. They
put it on the ground. Here's a chance. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They needed that. Hazelwood on a hop in the middle, has a little room, tries to get in front. Andover's just done an outstanding job protecting the middle. That comes all the way through, off the stick of Hexum. He finally gathers it in and sends it way out on top. And that's going to be grabbed by Henry Leff. Leff tries his run. Goes down to the X. Tries to go around the corner. Works his way in front. And then right back out of there. Side of the net, quick shot in the goal.
Oh, catch and release. Beautiful.
Herzog.
Boy, left that time. He ran the circuit that time. One side of the perimeter, around the clock, came back, and just when everyone was focused on him, he tossed a dime down low. And a beautiful dime distribution that time, and Herzog cashes in, the sophomore.
Time of the goal, 7:51, 9-7. Now a big face-off. Herzog in the middle against Tremaine Davis, who took that shot off the back earlier in this half. Player goes down, and Herzog's going to win it. Davis has taken a lot of face-offs. Spring Lake Park did what they needed to do. They win the face-off. They're back the other way. Elijah Bolden. Bolden to the left. Right into the middle. Catch and shoot and score. Ryan Hexum. And just like that, it's a one-goal game.
Yeah, both those have been, almost one-timers is what they would be in hockey, but a quick catch and release. They're getting in so tight in front of the net, and you saw the last goal previously tally there on the beautiful dime as Herzog scored his 12th, and now Hexum picks up his second of the night and his 7th goal of the season to cut this deficit to just one goal with 3:54 to go. They've been scoring in spurts, and now we're probably going to need to see if they can get Weichel back out there as well.
2 goals, 15 seconds apart. And now back out to win the face-off, and a big face-off win. Tristan Klein for Andover. He has a goal in this quarter.
He's got an angry run when he takes that thing, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. And those guys love that. He won the face-off, and then Andover turns it over. Caleb Weichel couldn't handle the pass. Thought he got bumped. Now a chance. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They've scored 2 in a row. They've got momentum. And now they move it ahead. They put it on the ground. Herzog goes down. Cole Jensen was over there. And Cole Jensen's like, I didn't do anything. And Andover's going to get it back. So big turnover against Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids in that moment. Still time, 3:25 to go. Big spot for Andover. Gergen. Nice move ahead. There's Gavin Angelotti. Angelotti's had some nice runs in this game. He's certainly been a part of this for Andover tonight. They're up by 1 as we close in on 3 to go. We did see Caleb Weichel out there.
Andover right now in no rush. They'll hold possession just as long as they can here and not take any ill-advised shots.
Bowden into the middle, gets it down low, getting bumped. Seymour put it up high, grabbed by the goalie Stramstad. And now what decision will he make? Put it on the ground in the middle. But I think Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids is going to hang on. And I think Rocco Gorowski is going to take a knee with 2:38 to go. So SLPCR is going to go a man up, I believe. Let's see. And that's the way it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
You see Gorowski come over to the side. He's going to take a knee. So a big opportunity for the visitors to tie this one up. Quarter number 4.
2.5 to play. And Steve, a couple of years ago, before Andover, when they still had grass, I was talking to head coach Brad Geis. We watched this play involved. But I've enjoyed watching lacrosse that much more on this turf.
Oh, it's so much better. Out on top, big shot goes wide. That was uncorked by Ethan Ose. Headed for Holy Family, D2. Hazelwood, Ose in the middle again, let it fly, hit traffic in front. That ground ball picked up over on the far side. Easton out of the X. Henry Leff trying to come out of there. Hazelwood trying to get it down low to Herzog. Skips off him, picked up by Andover. Who else? Babineau out of the net. Babineau begins his run forward. On a hop. It's gathered in there by Donnelly.
What a smart play, though. It didn't have to be a perfect pass. He just found an open spot with the teammate there. And
Donnelly had it knocked away.
Donnelly's been like a stunt man out on that field today. He's been physical. He's absorbed a lot of pain. He's got a goal, but he's been excellent with the ground balls. That time his stick came flying out of his hand because it was knocked clear out of his hands by Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids, but still possession will go back here to SLPCR. I've been impressed though with watching Donnelly along with Klein and of course the host of the team here just playing some quality play tonight.
Quick recap, 4-2 Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids after one. They led it 6-5 at the half. All Andover in the third, 2 unanswered goals to grab a 7-6. They scored 2 more to go up 9-6. And Andover was in good shape. And then Spring Lake Park, back-to-back goals, 15 seconds apart at 7:51 and 8:06. And now the visitors are down by 1. And coming out of this timeout, game on the line as both teams trying to get a W. Andover 2-8. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids 1-8. After today, they have 3 to go. Andover just 2 to go.
As it is, but like I said before, it's sometimes it's a moment that happens. Sometimes it's a game or a moment in that game. Babineau seems like he's kind of sparked this team with his
well.
He's kind of like activated this team and with his hustle, athleticism, and getting his first varsity start here tonight. He's played outstanding, but Spring Lake Park, they're putting some pressure on right now. They got a chance to tie it with about $1:30 remaining.
They got a long run as they try and split the defender and not put it on the ground. We got a flag. This is going to be Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids a man up with 1:32 to go. So penalty over there. Weichel was pressuring the ball, and I think Weichel's going to take a knee. I think he's going to be the guy who comes over, and Andover's going to go a man down here with 1:32 to go. I think it's just going to be a 30, but nevertheless, a great opportunity for the men in blue to tie this one up. Only 2 goals of this half are the last 2. They get it over to the right. Hexum, the big guy in the middle. That is left.
Yep.
Henry left.
3 players with 2 goals for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids.
They get it in the middle, and there's one that Ethan Ose flies wide right. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids with 1:13. Lev, he'll be at the X. They get it to Hazelwood. Hazelwood all the way across. Into the middle, Ose. Another shot wide. So it's pretty clear what they want to do is get it into the middle.
Yeah, but I'll tell you.
Inside, Herzog ties it. What a feed left to Herzog with 58.2. We're tied at 9.
He snuck down in that pocket and just alley-oop one time that one passed. Babineau. Babineau was still tracking that ball that came out from behind that net or from the side. And then it was Herzog who snuck down and kind of in that high slot area, if I could speak hockey terms there. But he didn't have time to react, and he just unleashed a laser to the back of the net, knotted up, and it was all with that man advantage. And Weichel was on the sideline. So.
Yeah, the face-off specialist scored 2 goals, and now it goes right back. Herzog gets it back. Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids have tied it up 3 in a row. They've got it again. Here's Bowden. Good dodge into the middle. Still has it. Gets it further out. There's Burke. Burke has it. Now Hazelwood. Hazelwood, key guy.
Herzog comes back on the field now.
He marches his way in, trying to spin free. Gets it up, and the shot by Hexum, side of the net, goes wide, pushing, shoving. Player goes down over there. Who's going to get it with 19.6? Andover's going to get it. And here they come running the other way. There is time, but they got to hurry. They got to move it down the field. There's a ground ball past Weichel. Cole Jensen's going to scoop it up with 8. Cole Jensen to the middle on a run. Can he get a shot away? He gets jacked with 2.8. And now Andover's probably going to get a shot here at the end of quarter number 4.
Oh, God.
We're tied at 9. There's a shot from outside. Saved by Scramstead as time runs out in quarter number 4. Well, what a comeback by Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids to tie it at 9. And now we go to OT.
Boy,
A lovely night at Huskies Stadium.
it has just been two different teams. And in those quarters that they just exchanged, 6 unanswered goals for Andover. They jumped to that 9-6 lead, and then 3 unanswered goals by Spring Lake Park.
We'll come back. Steve Thompson, Joe Rulin going overtime. Tonight, don't go away. We got a good one. Andover and Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids here on QCTV. And we are back. Overtime, 4 on the clock. Andover, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Andover led at 7-6 after 3. Andover grabbed a 9-6 lead. 1:16 into quarter number 4. Spring Lake Park scores the last 3 to tie. We switch ends. Babineau to the right. For Andover, Scramstead, the goalie, to our left. And here comes Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Herzog wins another face-off. Gives it up to Hazelwood. Nolan Hazelwood over on the left. And now coming onto the field, Henry Leff, one of the captains. Over here on the right side, beginning his run, Trent Burke. Burke will go to the X. Here we are in OT. Been a good, even matchup. Good game here tonight. Not a lot of penalties. Some terrific goalie play in this game here tonight. Leff gives it up. Hazelwood over there. Leff right back in the middle. Henry Leff. Got tripped. Flag. No flag. Andover gets it back. Leff trip. Here come the Huskies. Smethurst.
Oh, my God.
Went down. No call.
Now they kick the call.
Yeah, now they're going to make the call. No flag for a foul on the field. But it's going to be Andover.
I think Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids was wondering what happened with their guy getting tripped left
Yeah.
and no call. And meanwhile, they came back and kind of jacked and sent one of the players to the turf. That was Gio Comini. So, let's see.
Here's Quinn Knudsen. As Andover gets set up. 3:01 to go in overtime. We're tied at 9. Leading goal scorer in the game, Weichel, with 4. He got banged up. Bubba Weichel, the sophomore. Right back into the middle. Knudsen off to the left. Weichel, cutter in front. And that goes just wide. Cole Jensen got inside, took that feed, and it goes just wide. I don't know if the goalie, Tommy Scramstead, got a piece of it, but he is something else.
He did. He just got, I think it went off of maybe his hip.
There's a chance for Andover. Cole Jensen in front, trying to dunk it over the top, and Scramstead grabs it.
Jensen that time took a beating trying to come in that time as he tried to split the defense. But meanwhile, yeah, Jensen took a physical toll there. Possession back to Spring Lake Park with 2:20 to go in this first overtime.
They get it over midfield. 9-9 the score. Andover in Spring Lake Park. Now it's Henry Leff out near the center of the field, and we are going to get a timeout as Ian Pollard for Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids and Ken Weichel from Andover get a chance to talk it over, and quite a comeback. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids in huge trouble, down 9-6 early in the fourth. They battled back, 2 goals, 15 seconds apart. Herzog, and then after that, Hexham off a beautiful feed, and then right back, Brody Herzog. And looking at the game notes, Herzog was previously a goalie. He's a sophomore. Scramstead, a spectacular goalie, is just a sophomore. They have a couple of really nice pieces to build around going forward with Herzog and that goalie Scramstead. And like I say, his 2 kick saves, he's had a couple of beautiful kick saves that are right up there with the best saves I've seen all year.
He has. I mean, I've never seen a goalie like this go down to like a scissors position, the split with almost like a hurdler stretch to go down and make the saves. And
yeah, I don't know if there's such a thing as a butterfly goalie in lacrosse.
You're right.
I mean, this is he is good, fun to watch. Wow.
And Babineau's had a great outing, and it's just that that time, a couple of times, the Huskies allowed Herzog to get low, right next, make a quick burst moves right on the doorstep and beat Babineau. But both these goalies certainly deserve their kudos here tonight. 2:09 left.
And here we go, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. Efanos in the middle, swings it off to the right. Nice catch, lunging catch there by Easton, and it's a winner. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids has won it. Great ball movement as they get it down low and they get the winner. And I think that's Hazelwood.
He elevated, got the pass, and elevated. Found the back of the net against Babineau. 4 unanswered goals. Meanwhile, Andover had put up 6 unanswered goals, taking a 3-goal lead. And then Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids did not give up with resilience. And they score 4 unanswered, 3 to tie it up, and then the winner with 1:57 left in overtime.
So Andover falls to 2-9 with a heartbreaking 10-9 loss in overtime. Meanwhile, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids wins number 2 on the year. They beat OPC 15-2, and they battle back. Down 9-6 in the fourth to win it 10-9 in overtime. Great ball movement in OT, and get the good look. And tip of the cap to both goalies here tonight. Tommy Scramstead will get the win for Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. But Luke Babineau is really good for Andover.
Hey, cat-like quickness from both of them. A lot of guts with these goals. And the hustle to chase down the balls. You saw that from Babineau. Scrank said they just played such a high-spirited game. You wish both of them could have came in with a win. But meanwhile, second win of the season for Spring Lake Park. They moved to 2-8. Andover now goes to 2-9 with 2 games remaining.
Yeah, and they will play on Wednesday at Robbinsdale Armstrong. So quick turnaround. Andover on the road at Robbinsdale Armstrong tomorrow night. And then a week from Wednesday, Big Lake Princeton here at Andover. Final game of the regular season. Real quick for Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids. They will take on Blaine on Thursday at Blaine. They continue on the road at Robbinsdale Armstrong on Monday, May 22nd. And then on Wednesday, May 24th, at home against Totino Grace. Great job by our crew, led by Ryan Mush back in the studio. Always fun to work with Joe Ruland here in his hometown.
Steve, pleasure as well.
His adopted hometown.
Hey, great to work with you as well.
Yeah. Once again, our final score, it was a good one. Unfortunately, Andover comes up short. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids 10, Andover 9 in overtime. Tonight from Husky Stadium.